Thank you so much. That is my colleague Kuria, just on the other side of holding his interviews with members of Parliament who are just trickling in to the August House. Right now, joining me is none other than Molo Member of Parliament, that is Kimani Kuria, who is also the chair of the Finance Committee, which plays an integral part. We do know that the supplementary budget, I'm sure he has peeked into it. Let's get to hear from the legislator what alleviations that they have been able to do for Kenyans who are watching us right now. Mheshimiwa, you play a critical part, especially in the Finance Committee. Right now, I do understand that you have already in possession the supplementary budget. Could Kenyans expect any positive things out of the supplementary budget that is before you?
Thank you very much. Of course, we're really looking forward to the State of the Nation address, and we hope that the Executive of the President will outline the progress of the Kenya Kwanza administration for the past 1 year and highlight the issues that are of concern to our Republic. But directly to a question on the issue of supplementary budget one, we missed our revenue targets for first quarter by around 79 billion, which essentially means that if you're not collecting, then we shouldn't be spending. So this particular supplementary budget is an adjustment to the reality that now we need to adjust our budgets down so that we reduce our fiscal deficit, so that we do not end up with too many deaths that we cannot, that we're not able to sustain. In addition, is to realign priority areas like for example, there has been a lot of focus on agriculture. The subsidized fertilizer have really done well. God bless us with very good rain, so expect a very good harvest. But these continuous rains causes another challenge of post-harvest losses. So we're seeing out of realignment now of allocating more resources towards post-harvest losses for dryers and for storage, so that again, once we harvest, especially our food, especially maize and other type of foods, we don't end up again it being lost to post-harvest losses and end up getting hungry again in a few months to come.
And also, Mheshimiwa, given that the cost of living has been an issue, you are with the President, a host of UMPs at State House Nairobi. We were talking about the issue of the cost of living. So what should Kenyans expect from you, especially legislators, in ensuring that at least a little bit the cost of living has been handled?
Yeah, we sympathize and empathize with the current issue. We know times are difficult. We know the cost of living has increased. Global inflation has gone up. Global prices have gone up. The increase of interest rates in the U.S. has affected our local market. Our euro bond is maturing next year, and you know that money was not spent for the purpose it was meant to be. So as a result, because it was not spent or not supposed to be spent, it essentially means that the economic benefits we should have got from that has not been felt yet in the economy. So we're hoping that the focus to manufacturing and the focus to production now will start yielding fruits. That once now we are able also to reduce this debt, we are going to reduce the crowding out of domestic borrowing, and therefore more finances will be available to circulation, and therefore velocity of money is going to increase. And essentially, when people have monies in their pockets, even if the prices go up, then they're able to pay for them. So we're really hoping that all these interventions that this administration has put in place will start bearing fruits, and we see the cost of living going down.
And also, finally, Mheshimiwa, as I let you go, given that today I know your itinerary is full, we're talking about the cost of fuel. I'm sure you even raised with the President. Should Kenyans expect legislators at least to handle that particular matter, given that in the last budget, 8 to 16% of VAT on fuel produce, and you had what the Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir said a while ago in terms of it could even reach 300 Kenya shillings. Are there stringent measures that legislators are putting in place so that at least the Kenyans can be alleviated to this matter?
I think I need to bring this to clarity. The increase of cost of fuel is not as a result of VAT, because if it were, then VAT increased from 8 to 16%. So what you should have seen would be an 8 percentage point increase on the price of fuel. It's not. The price of fuel has since almost doubled. So it is not the 8%. Because if it was 8%, the adjustment should have been on 8%. So I think the cabinet secretary should stop misleading Kenyans. That's not it. If you look at, is it about the other levies? Yes, there are quite a number of levies that are on this fuel. Yes. But what do those levies do? That is the 10%, the 22% that go to maintenance of our roads. So if you remove that, then you need to find out how to maintain our roads across the country. So which again, without that, unless we go and borrow money to go and maintain our roads, then it's a looking to other countries to expand this G2G agreement, not just with UAE but with other countries. So if we have more G2G government-to-government agreements, then we will ensure that we have enough we have enough stock of fuel in the country, and hopefully that will also go a long way to reduce the cost of fuel.
Finally, given that millions of Kenyans are watching you right now, Mheshimiwa, your expectations from the president, what do you think he will address on?
I think to give His Excellency the President credit, there is so much that this administration has done in the last 1 year, but we have not been able to communicate it well. I think most of the time the news that has hit headlines are the misses more than the hits. And now when the President has the full attention of the whole country, I'm really looking forward to him taking time to explain to Kenyans what has he done since he took over office. And I know it's much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. Thank you so much for giving us time. And of course, that is the finance chair. That is a Molo Member of Parliament, Kimani Kuria, who's just speaking about, especially on the electricity cost as well as the energy. You do know that the Cabinet Secretary, that is Davis Chirchir, talked about the cost of electricity in the country, which has been exacerbated by the cost of fuel in the country. He was saying that the G2G will be an alleviation to many Kenyans, especially working with countries like Saudi Arabia and other Arabian countries, which are the major reservoirs of the oil market. And of course, he even intonated that the continued clashes between Israel and Hamas could, of course, worsen the situation. But the Cabinet Secretary, as well as the chair of the Finance Committee, hopes that it will not get to that particular situation. But for now, I need to hand you over, given that this particular production is covered in all areas. And of course, we're giving you a 360-degree view of the state of the nation as the President is expected here at exactly 2:30. Let me hand you over back to Betty Kiptum.
Thank you very much, Abdiaziz Hashim there, just speaking to the Budget Committee Chairperson of the National Assembly, that is Kimani Kuria, on matters energy costs and fuel costs. And I would like to throw it back to my guests in studio. Of course, I'm with Dr. Isaac Hassan, who is a leadership and governance expert, as well as Leonard Kafafa, who is a public policy analyst. Kafafa, you have listened to the parliamentarians speaking. I mean, there is quite a lot that they also expect from the President. What are your thoughts?